Hey, it's Steve Austin. As you can see, I'm in Ric's corner, and that's the bottom line because we said so.
That's right. Welcome to Ric's Corner. I'm very, very privileged to have Steve Austin back here with me for part two. We had really good response the first time. We just did his podcast on podcast1.com, which is heard on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's going to be the family-friendly show. We watched our language. We talked about bodybuilding and a little bit of wrestling because we just got finished with your wrestling school here.
This is true.
So, yeah, this show will drop on a Tuesday. Probably be coming up in about a week or two.
Because you're going to be gone?
Yep, I'm getting ready to go to... Man, I got a week off. I'm going to go shoot some promo stuff for Redneck Island. I just got finished shooting that over in Georgia.
How come I'm not on that show?
I don't know. You're not a redneck.
I am a redneck. I'm from Bakersfield.
I got a co-host this year.
See? I'm a redneck.
It was an attractive female. You wouldn't have worked on that one either.
I can wear a miniskirt.
You're not an attractive female.
Okay.
You can't wear a miniskirt. I've seen you in a miniskirt. It is not pretty. But anyway, I just got finished with that, and I got a few days off. We're going to do the promo shoots for that, and we're going to roll cameras on Broken Skull Challenge, I think on the 16th of October. It'll take about 25, 26 days to film that, and then I'm headed down to South Texas to go to the Broken Skull Ranch, the real Broken Skull Ranch, to do my thing, take care of my deer herd.
And then send me a t-shirt.
I will send you a t-shirt as soon as I get home.
Okay.
What size you want? XL?
XL, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Unless they fit weird. What size is that?
It's double X. You need an XL.
No, I probably wear an XL double X. I don't like them real tight because, I don't want to show off. I want them to look through the shirt and say, I know he's got a really good body behind that double X. It's there. I see parts of veins and shit hanging out. You got to have the veins hanging out.
You got to have the veins.
Yeah. So we were talking about wrestling and bodybuilding, and you just asked me, how's it feel not to be bulletproof anymore?
Well, you got the scratch on your arm.
Look at that. It's horrible.
Yeah.
My dog loves me. He jumps on me. His nails get me.
Good color.
I just, at a point in my life, from all the sun damage living in Venice Beach years ago, your skin takes a beating and becomes like paper, like newspaper, just shreds.
But who would have known back then what was to become of the damage that the UVA and the UVB rays would be doing to the skin?
It does a lot. I've had skin cancer for 15, 20 years on my head from the sun. I get on my arms, little pieces they cut off. I mean, nothing life-threatening, but it's disgusting looking.
Dude, skin cancer is a serious thing, though. I got a little dot up there. I had to go get addressed a couple of weeks ago, which I've had addressed about 6 months ago. And every now and then the guy will freeze it. But, if you get any kind of markings, I always like to talk about things that will help people out, as you do as well.
Yeah.
Man, get your skin checked out.
Get it checked out. Wear a sunblock, wear a hat when you have beautiful heads like we do.
We were talking about being bulletproof.
Yeah, well, okay, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Well, he froze this over here. Now I have white spots there, and I have to use more moisturizer lotion.
You're now 9 instead of a 10.
Yeah, that's right. I am 9. So we were talking earlier about taking care of yourself. I'm going to talk about bulletproof, about using lotions. He says, how do you do for skin? I use lotion. He uses lotion. You're never too macho to take care of yourself. Your body is your instrument that has to take you through life. That's your cover. That's your carcass. This is what people see, so you got to take care of it. Skin gets weathered, it dries out, becomes wrinkled, look like an old prune after years if you don't moisturize your skin with something good.
And the skin is basically the biggest organ of your body.
It is.
And I remember back in the day, here's no deal. Now, you come from the squared circle, as do I. Now, back in the days, Stone Cold Steve Austin, here's the thing about being on television. Being tan on television just looks better than being very, very white.
Yes.
Unless your name is Seamus and you have bright red hair and you're from Ireland.
Right.
It works for him.
It does.
But for me, I had to be tanned as Stone Cold Steve Austin to beat up all the guys that I was going through in the WWF.
Right.
Else, if I was left to my own devices, I'm basically like an albino. Yeah. I've got a tan right now because I've been filming Redneck Island for about a month. But man, I put on sunblock. I do all the stuff that I do. But back in the day, all the guys are living in tanning beds. Of course, all the bodybuilders from your day.
Always.
But if I didn't have a tan, it looked like a guy with chemo out there beating the hell out of everybody.
It's true.
And I say that with all due respect to people that are fighting cancer, because I use that as an analogy, because both my parents are cancer survivors. But yeah, Stone Cold had to look cool, and I look cooler with a tan. These days, guys using Diderm. It's smart.
Oh no, I've never used that stuff. But
it's better than being in the sun.
I haven't been in the sun in a year. And I'm still tan. And my girl, how do you stay so tan? I said, I don't know. I think it's high blood pressure, but that's not even high.
Yeah, you're always hot about something.
I do keep color.
Yeah, I do, man. I'm like an albino. And my legs. But here's the thing. At 49, and I've been married. Well, I've been with the same woman for 11 years. Been married 4. I don't care. I care what I look like. Got to present myself accordingly.
Right.
But whether I have a tan or whatnot, I could I could care less.
I don't care
keep
about
this family.
No, I don't care about tan anymore either.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in the sun. It's boring. I do get skin cancer when I do it. The tanning bed, I'm sick of that. So you know what? I just keep my own color, which isn't too bad.
I was training in a little gym in Hartwell, Georgia, and it's a beautiful little town, and I had a little key club to get in. And so I'd been there getting my workout at night, and every now and then there would be a gal that would come in, slide the magnetic card, and there's a tanning bed over there. So they would go in there and get their tan, and they would leave.
Yeah.
And it's so foreign to me because living out here in L.A., you know, we have sunshine about
Sure.
330 days a year.
Sure.
So it's just so foreign to see that. But you know, I see that person lying in that sun capsule. And I used to have one of those things at my house when I was trying to be cool and tan.
Right.
These days, not so much.
Well,
the UVA and the UVB rays are not for me.
No, I see girls in the gym now. I mean, they have the beach there, but they use the spray tan, which looks okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But you got to keep it up, and who cares anymore? I mean, it doesn't really matter. As long as you got a face like this, that's all that matters.
Just get a body full of tattoos.
Cover them up. Do sculpting around them. Well, being bulletproof, as you get older, you know, I watch curbs now when I walk. I watch potholes. I watch rocks I step on because my knees take a beating and I'll fall. And I think all of a sudden I'm unstable. It's because I have bone on bone in my knees, and until I get those fixed, I don't feel secure when I step somewhere. In the dark, stepping off a curb, I almost fell up. My girlfriend caught me, and I almost fell forward. And then rose bushes outside my house reach out and snag me at night. And they cut me all over. And I cut so quick where my dog got me there. Just a nail. And no, that's all.
I saw her jump on you when we was out there watching school.
It scared the hell out of me. I thought, oh my God, there goes scars for tonight. I won't look my best. But it's the same thing in the gym. You know, I mean, you train for wrestling. You were a wrestler. You were training in the gym. Being in bodybuilding, to me, and probably for you as well, is a big part of being in the ring because you're showing your body. You're selling flesh. And so you get injuries in the gym. Then you get injuries in the ring. So when you get injuries in the ring, it's hard to train in the gym. You get injury in the gym, it's hard to go in the ring. It's like to a point when you get older where you just don't want to do any of it. I mean, I got to go to the gym.
Yeah.
But even the day of the class, I don't want to get in the ring anymore. I stepped the wrong way with these guys that are learning.
Right.
I'm going to get hurt. One guy broke my nose one night several years ago. He hit me with a clothesline, and he was proud of it.
A little bit high on the clothesline if you hit you in the nose. Am I wrong? Am I doing it wrong?
Very uncoordinated. He started at 58. He should never have been in the ring.
Right.
And he was proud of it, and it ruined my night.
But you know, speaking of bulletproof, I recently called you the other day. You were out at dinner with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Before you sent the picture of the ice cream to me on
Right.
my iPhone, talking about training.
Yeah.
I've kind of modified my training, you know, and we were just talking a while ago. I think I might do a few tweaks to it.
Yeah.
Maybe the once a week thing. I was trying to think about, do I need to make the wheel any rounder than it is? Kind of started to second guess my training, and I always want to live, but the injuries are catching up to me.
Yeah.
And so I always want to have a little bit of weight on the bar, but these days the weight isn't the be-all, end-all for me, and I was never a powerlifter to begin with,
Right.
nor a bodybuilder, but someone who liked to you know, at least push the envelope in the gym
Right.
with some intensity,
Right.
which I'll do now in the form of reps. But just back off, a little bit more volume training, but I think I'm going to back off on the sets and then maybe try that hitting that body part twice a week.
I think
Now,
you should. I mean, we just did a thing on training and overtraining, and twice a week always seemed to work best for me and for a lot of the guys back in the day. You don't have to do as many sets. In fact, I go to the gym. This is really, really not common for me. And I do 4 sets of dumbbell curls and 4 sets of constant, 8 sets total for bicep, and that's it. And I think it worked. The 8 sets worked. I don't have to do 12, 15 reps anymore sets, 20 sets. And I used to spend 25 sets on
And then what are you training with? Your buys and tries?
Yeah, buys and tries.
Okay, so then 8 sets for tries?
Say 8 sets for tries. But
How long is that taking you? Walking in and walking out?
30 minutes tops.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll do it on shoulder day. 'Cause I can get shoulders done in 15 minutes.
Right.
And I'm talking about presses, laterals, reverse, and front raises. A good shoulder workout. And then if I go right to arms, then that's part of it. 45 minutes.
I'm glad you said that because, I mean, I was walking in and getting out of the gym in 20 minutes and I was starting to kind of doubt myself. I was like, dude, are you working out hard enough? but when you're in there by yourself specifically,
Yeah.
and man, I'm timing myself and I'm doing like 30 seconds to a minute rest intervals between my sets. I'll time it. I'm just kind of a type A type person. I don't want to sit there and lollygag around. And when you keep those rest periods shorter, it increases in, you know, you're not as able to go as heavy because you're not resting as long. And it does facilitate a little bit of a cardiovascular type activity,
I
if
call
you
that
will.
a cardio weight workout.
Right.
You do 30 seconds in between sets. There's no reason to wait a minute and a half and sit around and wait. I see guys talking on their phone, texting 5 minutes later doing a set. That's
but
not
there's
a
no
workout.
reason to spend all day in the gym. Now,
No.
as back in the day, we would. But I mean, even now, you know, like I started trying to fiddle with my training a few weeks ago and thought I would go chest, shoulders, and tries again, back and bis, and then go legs. Mister, I do not have the attention span or the time to do chest, edit this out. I don't have the time to do chest, shoulders, and tries. I lose my attention span. I
Yeah.
lose my focus.
You get bored.
It's too much for me.
It's too much.
If you can, more power to you. It's not for me.
If you're 20 years old, you can.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point where you say, I just don't want to be in the gym anymore. I'm done. And when you're done, you're done. And even some of the greater guys from back in the day said, when you get to your pump, leave. You don't work past your pump because you think it was good now, you can do a little more.
Right.
Now you're just killing yourself. I spent an hour and a half, 2 hours in the gym back when I was in my 30s and 40s. I'd drive home and I'd be falling asleep at stoplights. I know I was overtraining. I was in good shape, but I know I was overtraining. I needed to have those naps. I needed to have the food and the fruit and all that. Nowadays, less is more. So if I go into the gym and I do 12 sets of chest, I mean 3 exercises, 4 sets each, that's plenty.
Right.
I don't need any more than that. I do a couple of press-aways at the end just to pump and get a pump, and then I might throw back in. There's another 3 exercises. I can get done in an hour easily, and I do the bike and abs. Abs every day, 100 reps.
And I think, you know, you're a little bit ahead of me in age, but I think our end strategy is the same.
Yeah.
Maintain muscle. I'm certainly, you know, if I did get bigger, hey, that'd be cool.
But look, you got this nice vein hanging out.
I'm starting to get my veins
It looks
back
like
now, at least.
It looks like a garden hose, Steve.
Yeah, I'm starting to get some vascularity
Yeah.
back. But my point is, I'm not trying to get gigantic. I'm just trying to maintain what I have. If I can put on a little muscle mass, that's cool. I'm just trying to lean up a little bit and maintain.
Are
That's all I'm trying to
are
do.
you naturally a big person?
Yeah, man. I mean, if I wasn't in the gym, you know, I'd put on a drum, and all my brothers are a little bit on the skinny side,
Yeah.
and I was the only guy who started working out. Man, my brother was 2 years older. My older brother is 2 years older than me, and in Edna, Texas, you can start playing football in the 7th grade when you start junior high. Well, so I was 2 years younger in the 5th grade, so I'd always go up there with Scott and watch him lift weights underneath the stadium there, the Edna Cowboy Stadium. And the coaches said, "Hey, you want to join in with the guys?" Because it's a little bitty old hick town, there's no rules and regulations.
Right.
So I started training when I was in the 5th grade with the guys that were 2 years older than me. And so I just, you know, stuck with it all through then, and I'm 49 now, so I've been training, man, since I was, you know, for 40 years.
Yeah, me too.
And
Since I
so,
was 18,
yeah,
17.
I'm naturally, and you can see by my wrists, I'm a big jointed guy.
Yeah.
For bodybuilding, these aren't the genetics you leave. These aren't the genetics you would want or need.
Yeah, he's
and you know, don't have the full muscle bellies. You know, genetically, I wouldn't be a gifted bodybuilder.
Well,
But it worked for what I chose to do
Well,
with respect to
exactly.
college football and pro wrestling.
When were you in your best shape wrestling?
Man, I'd have to say probably about right after I went to WWF at the time, and I was just healing up from having that tricep reattached, and
Yeah.
I started working with a guy named Savio Vega, who's from Puerto Rico. A guy could work his ass off. It took me 2 months working around the horn with Savio before I really got my cardio back and fully recovered from an injury
Yeah.
and got my lung capacity up, because I don't care, you know, whether you're an MMA fighter or a professional wrestler or whatever you do, cardio is, for me, is very sport specific. Now, I can get out on pre-core elliptical and kill almost anybody. But then if I came down to me getting in the ring tomorrow,
Different deal.
I'd be sucking wind, mister, in about a minute and a half.
Different deal, totally.
So probably about right after those first couple of months going into the WWF, I had, man, that was my rep. If you couldn't keep up with Austin, you was going to get smoked.
Right.
And even though, and don't get me wrong, I did blow up at times, but I worked through it. So probably right after, in 1996.
Okay, and you were in your best, you had abs and all that?
Man, I've always had maybe a 2 or 4 pack, and sometimes depending on how much I was drinking,
I remember.
or what my diet was,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of it was, you know, a lot of late night drinking,
Yeah.
guzzling beer, whiskey, whatever the deal was back in the days. But I wasn't really an ab guy.
I have a question about that.
Yeah,
It came to me yesterday, I wanted to ask you. When you were up in the ring and they threw you the beer,
yeah.
they have a designated guy that throws that beer all the
You know,
time?
that was Mark Eaton, the
Boy, he always
WWE
hits,
timekeeper.
he always hits the mark.
Yeah.
And did you ever miss one?
Oh, I missed a couple, but I mean, my catch to drop ratio was so insane. I mean, if I was in the NFL right now, I'd be the highest paid tight end in the
I
league.
don't think
nobody had hands like me.
I don't think I ever saw you drop one.
Yeah, I did drop one or two on occasion, but I got, you know, my hands are the size of first glove
These
mitts.
are the hands of Andre the Giant.
Yeah, these are the hands. You know, man, I should be a piano player. I can reach all the way across the board.
Yeah, exactly. I always wondered about the catching that beer, but you were in really good shape. I mean, you're still in good shape, but I mean, to be really hard and tight, you have to think back. What did I do then that was different than I do? I think about this all the time. What did I do back when I was 50 that I'm not doing when I'm 70? Well, I didn't have joint pain, number one. I didn't have a ripped tricep. I didn't have a bad shoulder. All those things.
Well, what I was thinking was, I mean, we always tried to eat clean on the road.
Yeah.
No matter where you went, you could get egg whites, you could get steamed
Always.
hash browns, you could get whatever you wanted.
Wait, steamed hash browns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steamed hash browns.
Okay.
You never ate a Waffle House? Well, you're over here West Coast. That's
Yeah.
a Southern thing. But anyway, steamed hash browns, it's clean carb.
Sounds good.
So-
They get crispy on top though?
Yeah, you can get them crushed up.
Okay, okay.
But anyway, here's the deal. Whatever we're eating, we try to eat clean. And
Right.
then every now and then you can have a garbage meal. If you're going to run through and get some hamburgers at a drive-in.
Or ice cream
We
and
were
hot
drinking a
dogs.
lot of beer on the road back in the day.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it. And I was drinking a lot of whiskey or whatever. But we were always going to the gym every single day. And you know the loop. The United States is the United States. Every stop, had its tanning bed that we hit. Every place had the gym. And if you were new to the territory, you found out where all these stops
Always,
were.
always.
As soon as you flew into a town, you got your rental car. You hooked up with whoever's going to ride with you. You went straight to the gym.
Right.
And you got something to eat, and then you got a tan, and you went to the building. This was an endless cycle. So you always knew where to go. And guys were in the gym doing their workouts, which was just basically a bodybuilder type workout.
Exactly.
Guys were getting about 30 to 60 in on cardio.
Yeah.
And then that night in the ring, that's the most bust-ass cardio you can do because
Totally.
the work rate was, pretty high in the 90s.
Yeah.
And so guys were running high spots. It wasn't like, back in the days. And
Right.
not to say those guys weren't in shape.
No, but
But you damn sure had to be in a shape. If you were working with a guy like a Ric Flair or something like that, and you didn't have your game on, you usually gonna get smoked.
right.
But so the most intense form of cardio was that stuff in the ring.
That's true. I remember in Oregon, I teamed up with Jimmy Snuka, and we go to the Sam LaPrenzi's gym in Oregon to train together. And he dissipated a lot of drinking and all that, but the guy
Yeah.
always stayed in shape.
Well, he had great genetics.
Unbelievable.
He had those big capped off shoulders.
Everything was
when
there.
he was running a little bit of gear, and along with the genetics he had, forget
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was freaky looking.
Freaky looking, and he'd drink it.
And I mean that as a compliment.
No,
Yeah.
when we say that is a compliment. Because I don't think he ate right. He drank like a fish, and he'd go to the gym next day and train with me. And he was just always in great shape, just maintained it all the time. It freaked me out how you do this.
But it's interesting. I mean, the key factor there is genetics.
Yeah, it is. It's a big factor there. Your training today, like you said, you get bored. I was talking about overtraining. When you're sore and you go to the gym and you don't want to be there and you got flu-like symptoms and you think, oh, I'm just so tired, you've overtrained. It's overtraining. And it's hard to realize that when you get older. You think you can do what you do when you're 30. I always think I can. And I've worked out with some guys in their 20s. I know when I was married, at my time, I told my wife I got 7 guys I trained with anywhere from the ages 19 to 24. Every one of them threw up during my workout. How do you
Really?
do this? I just train hard. I don't know how not to train hard.
Right.
And my daughter and my son tell me, oh, you train too hard, Dad. Why don't you slow down, take days off? I don't know how. This is the way I was brought up. This is how I train. This is what I know. My mom was alive. She said, you go to the gym every day. Why are you killing yourself? I said, it's just what I do. I don't know any different.
Dude, if you stopped doing that, you'd fall apart. You'd be a mental wreck,
Yeah.
and you'd be a physical wreck.
Yeah, I know.
And especially for guys that growing up bodybuilding, powerlifting like you did, and then getting
Yeah.
into wrestling, and being in a body business and being around bodies.
Yeah.
It's too much of who and what you are.
Not only that, it's like if I gave up this ring in the backyard and it's Saturdays, the kids come over, they have fun. I don't want to get in the ring anymore. I don't want to damage myself. I know they enjoy it. I enjoy watching them and seeing how they move and how they grow and become better people for what they do. It's a big part of my life. But I want to get back in the ring and do it again? No. I mean, if I felt good and I could do it, I would, but I know that the repercussions of having an injury again at my age would be devastating if I couldn't do anything again.
Well, man, I tell you what, it was interesting. I told you we were planning on hooking up because I finally returned your call.
Yeah,
And your text
and my
messages,
text message.
yeah.
And you
Everybody
will,
hates me.
Wait, and you will from now on.
Let me get this out there because this is your show, Rick's Corner. People hate me because I never return calls, texts, or emails. I try to, but sometimes I just don't.
Steve, it's easy. And I tell people, you just got a text from me. Hit reply and just hit it, and it's gone.
I know, but I just look at it and say I'll get to it later.
No, you don't though.
Dude, I was walking on the sidewalk. You know how
I waited up one night, 24 hours.
You know how much I hate. I was just making a note of this as I was coming down here today, driving from Marina Del Rey out here to where you live, and just watching people walk down the road.
I know.
With their phone, and
Walking
their
in the
eyes
trees.
are just glued to that phone. I mean, they can't miss what the hell the next message or because and what I'm thinking about it is, Rick, is people are so insecure that they've got to look to that smartphone just to get that next piece of feedback that's going to fuel them on. I don't understand.
I understand. I know what you're saying, but I was only trying to find out if you were coming over here today.
Yeah.
And I was having an anxiety attack and fell on the ground at Starbucks, and my girlfriend had to give me resuscitation to bring me back.
She had to put the boots
Please,
through you.
Steve, call Rick back because he's dying over here wanting to know if you're going to show up on Saturday because we were going to go eat dinner.
I gave him my word I was going to call you, so I answered your phone.
You know when I get back from you?
What?
Yep.
Yep. I had to intentionally-
Whoa.
But anyway, so you heard it here first. I'm real bad at returning messages stuff like that. And people hate me all over the world. So, but I do try to answer all the stuff that people send to my Steve Austin show, and that show drops Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the email address is questions@steveaustinshow.com, and I answer as many of those as I can because I'm serious about doing that show, just like you're serious about taking care of your fans. I saw one of your episodes, recent episodes, about talking about bringing more guests out here.
Right.
Someone just asked, hey man, why don't you have The Rock come in and you guys do alternate commentary on WrestleMania 17? I did it by myself the other day.
Right.
Well, I told him, I said, okay, well you fly The Rock's ass into the studio
Exactly.
and we'll do it. So it's the same thing with your show here. It's just hard to get guests to come in.
Get Arnold, get this guy. Yeah, I can ask them. Are they going to show up? I don't know, probably not.
Yeah.
You know, they got other things to do. It's not important to them, and it's important to me, so I find who I can find. I try to get these guys in, and I'd love to get Bill Pearl. He's in Oregon. He's getting older. He doesn't travel. Can I do a Skype with him? I don't know. I don't know if he knows how to use a computer.
That was the funny thing he said, was a lot of guys your age,
Yeah.
my age, because I've turned a lot of my fan base into people that are now familiar with what a digital download is in the form of podcasting.
Yeah.
So a lot of the guys from your generation, you know, they're not on the web. They don't Skype. It's a totally foreign concept.
No, they don't know. I mean, I just learned how to do it. I mean, I know how to do it. I'm wrong.
Well, you edit your own show. I mean, you're handy, but you know, guys our age.
But there's guys on the East Coast. There's guys up north. There's Dave Draper up in Santa Cruz. Sure, I'd love to talk to him. Am I going to drive up there and spend time and money to go out? I can't.
No,
I don't have time. Right, but I'd like to, and I'd like to get him on the show. I mean, you're nice enough to come over and do this with me in your town, and people like to listen to us talk.
I mean, he's lying to you. He paid me handsomely to be here.
I did.
No, he's going to design me a T-shirt. Let's go and get this straight.
And I'm looking at the shirt. I already got an idea.
Okay, see, you gave me an idea. But just do me a favor.
You're going to wear.
I don't like you in a skirt.
You're going to wear.
Please don't wear a skirt next time I come over.
I have one on now.
I know.
You're going to wear a Ric Drasin design.
Yeah.
You know how famous that will be?
Yeah.
The guy who did the Gold's Gym and World Gym logo?
Yeah.
Did your shirt.
Yeah.
You're going to wear it?
A global icon.
Did you wear any of the shirts I gave you yet?
Yeah. I wore the. I lost the Golden Era bodybuilding.
What do you mean?
The mustard color shirt.
How could you possibly lose it?
Dude, you're asking. You should have my wife on your show.
I think I have another one.
Put my wife on the show and ask her how I lose stuff. I was in Hartwell, Georgia, filming Redneck Island. I'd lose something, and what I do? I mean, I've already looked everywhere. And you know the thing about losing something, Rick, is when you think it should be in a certain area, you keep going back to that same area. You've done check there 4 times, but you figure on the 5th time it's automatically going to show up.
Like socks in a dryer.
Yeah, so I just called my wife. I said, man, I lost my whatever. And she goes, well, did you check this place? Well, miraculously, she's never seen the house, but I'll check that place, and lo and behold, there is the lost item. So,
well, I do that.
Call her and ask her how I can lose things.
I'll look. They'll say it's right there, and I won't see it, and I'll finally look. Oh, it's right in front of me. I never knew it was there.
Right.
Happens all the time. I'll give you another shirt. Don't lose it, please.
I'm sure I'll have to pay him back for it.
You're going to give me one of those. So bodybuilding now, we talked about this being in front of the public and keeping your presence out there like I keep my presence out. I'm not wrestling for many years. You're not wrestling now, but you're doing the podcast, and you want the fans to know that you're alive and you're there and you're working with them. And so interacting with them when they write to you and they do to me on my show, I like to keep them updated on what's going on. If they write on my YouTube, I'll write back and they say, oh my God, Rick answered me. Well, it's nice.
Yeah.
They want to reply. There's nothing wrong with replying, like a text.
Yeah, you can't get all of them, Mo.
No, you can't get all of them.
And you send me like 50 text messages a day, so I can't answer all of them, right?
I'd love to keep you updated on my life. Because nobody, you know what?
I love the people.
Nobody else cares what I'm doing. My kids don't even care, but you do.
How big of a Facebooker are you?
I'm on there.
I have an account, but you know, it is what it is. But there's some of those people, like a good friend of mine is just addicted to it.
Yeah.
It's like everything they do.
My girlfriend's addicted to it.
But every move throughout the day that they've got to post what they're doing, what is it with that?
Well, I don't do that.
It's
I mean,
like
I
a
don't
GPS
say I change
tracker.
my shoes today. No, I promote my books, I promote my show, I promote you on the show. I do things that people want to see. I bring back old photos of bodybuilding from the past because they're big fans.
That's cool.
They love that stuff.
Yeah.
I have 50,000 photos, and I have all the way back from the 60s and 70s of training with the guys, and people love that stuff. It's nostalgic. They want to see what I have, and so I share it with them. I got videos. I got the old commercials I did.
Yeah, but it's not a running timeline of your day.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I got up and I rubbed my eyes.
Yeah.
And, I took a crap, and then I got sick, and I tied my shoe. My dog.
Lo and behold, I had to take another crap.
Yeah,
This is unusual because that doesn't usually happen.
No, it was at 10, 2, and 4, like Dr. Pepper. So I don't want to put that stuff on there. It's unimportant, but I see people do that. Here's my sleepy look. Here I am without makeup. How do I look today? Pretty? It's like, come on, who cares?
Yeah.
But the show I push, What I'm doing, I push. Watch me on Actor Z. Watch me Ric Drasin Live. Watch Ric's Corner. I got Steve Austin on today. Great talk. You guys will enjoy this. And all of a sudden, I get all these things that people enjoy. And I know that I reached out to them, and they look forward to it.
I just want to ask you one question.
No, I'm
this
sorry.
Is your show.
I can't talk anymore.
Okay.
Losing my voice. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us here on the Ric Drasin Show. Okay, Ric's Corner, how did you get into China? Now, because here's the thing I got for you. I know you're going into China.
I did this.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you can't put that on television.
I can't.
If he does, he did it, not me.
All right.
What, the language barrier, how do you overcome that?
I used to have a Chinese girlfriend. It didn't help at all. Here's what happened. And I have a friend who I met through the internet who had approached me about doing a documentary on my life and bodybuilding and wrestling and all that. And I've done 4 or 5 of them already, which are nice. But I said, if you're going to invest in that, you're not going to get a return on your money. It's just a labor of love. And he says, he's an American. He lives in China, has a business he started in 2005. He's well connected in that area. I said, I have the design of the Gold's Gym logo and all these others that they've never had in their country to wear. And they like American stuff. Why don't we promote that over there? So we had a conversation, we had more conversations, and then he decided, why don't we bring Ric's Corner here? We'll subtitle it in Chinese so people know what's going on. We'll establish you in the magazines. They don't have a YouTube, it's banned over there, but they have their own.
Why is it banned?
Because of American propaganda on China. They don't want it. They don't
American propaganda in China?
That's what they're talking about.
All right.
You know, it's communist. It was communist for years, so they don't want all this chit-chat going back.
Well, there's a lot of garbage out there, but I mean, Ric's Corner is a quality damn show.
That's going to take over China.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have Chinese restaurants everywhere. Chinese restaurants everywhere.
You're like a sex symbol over in China.
I am, because I'm taller than anybody, except next to you. The thing is that in China, these bodybuilding, they like bodybuilding, they like wrestling, so they have the media, but it's in Chinese, so we can go to those magazines with articles and Ric's Corner to publicize the brand, Ric Drasin, and then on it, their own YouTube channel. He's got 5 channels over there we're going to do in subtitles, and then present the line along with it. So he says, can you come up with a shirt for China like you did the Gold's Gym with a panda? So I had Panda's Gym, the panda bear, real muscular, holding a barbell.
Yeah.
And they liked it. So that's going to be one of the steps over there. And then we might bring the big boy line in there at some point. Yes, people do rip you off, but he wants to hang tags. He wants me to sign something that this is authentic, only from me, from this website. You can only buy it there, and it's authentic stuff, because they do use Amazon. And they have the places they buy from. He will do all the packaging and shipping and printing and manufacturing for me, because he's there and he knows the business.
So when's that going to spin up? The wheel's in motion right now?
It's in motion right now. We were in touch last night. He's got a team there working on it right now as we speak. And it's all, I don't think it's going to be more than a few weeks to a month or so before it's all fired up and ready to go. And then I'm going to have you model a couple of my shirts, of course, for the Chinese. So
I got to drop a few more pounds of body fat.
Yeah. We'll give you fortune cookies. So, I mean, it's like expanding in life. Like we talked about you and your podcast and your reality shows right now. It's a different direction in life. You know, there's a book years ago called The Road Not Taken. There's a road you go down and there's a road you go down. This road you follow like a path of water, like Bruce Lee says. Water finds its own way through everything. And it's like our conversation. We might talk about this, but we'll go over here and then we'll go over here, because water's searching around looking for content. So we're talking about content. This road that you started out at 20 went over here. And God knows where you would be over here, because you went this way, right?
Right.
So if I would have stayed in Bakersfield going down this road, I'd be selling cars at Three-Way Chevrolet.
Not that there's anything wrong with selling cars at Three-Way Chevrolet.
That's not me.
Yeah.
I need to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
And you need to do what you need to do. And so by doing your podcast, it's a whole other place in life for you and your reality shows. You got a wonderful personality. You're almost as good looking as me. And so this is a big plus in your corner. So you can meet the public and show them what you have now after wrestling all these years, and use your brand to go forward to something else. And you know what? A year from now, it'll even be something else. And in 2 years, it'll be something else. In 5 years, and when you reach my age, you'll be taking me out to dinner for advising you. How do you like that speech?
That's a hell of a speech. I think in 5 years, here's the thing. I got a brother. He's my older brother Scott, the same one that, I started, lifting weights with those guys playing football.
Yeah.
He's a guy that can tell you what they're going to do, him and his wife, what they're going to do for vacation 2 years from now, 3 years, and exactly what steps they're going to do once they get there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And man, not me.
Nope.
Like, I'll wake up tomorrow and tell my wife, Kristen, I'm driving to the ranch. As a matter of fact, I was driving down to Pomona to get my RV out of storage when my agent called and said, hey, we're doing Redneck Island. I just kind of, made that snap decision to go down there for a week with my dog Hershey and hang out and then drive back. So, man, I just kind of let things go. Now, yeah, within reason, I have a few plans. I know that I want to be productive, because that's what we're supposed to do in life.
Right.
And to fulfill my, creative juices and do stuff, but also from a productive standpoint, got to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
It ain't about paying the taxes, it's about paying the bills.
Right.
And so, yeah, I want to be productive, but I just don't really say hardcore, here's what I'm going to be in 5 years, here's what I'm going to be in 10.
No.
I don't know that.
I don't know
I've never done that my entire life.
I don't either, but I know that I want to be successful at what I do and that the road
Oh,
I take will
absolutely.
lead me there. But my girlfriend will say to me, like on Thursday, where do you want to have dinner Saturday night or Friday? I don't know. I haven't even had lunch yet. Let me have lunch and dinner tonight, then I'll tell you tomorrow where we're going to go. Tonight I know where we're going because we had an anniversary. But still, I don't plan that far in advance because my mind may change. My taste buds may change by Saturday night. Do you say want Italian? Maybe I want Mexican. I don't know. I'll tell you an hour ahead of time.
Well, so how long have been together?
19 months yesterday.
Oh, 19 months.
Yeah.
So 19 months. So y'all are still on the monthly anniversaries.
Oh, I get her cards and flowers every time.
You romantic.
I'm such a romantic
rascal,
guy.
you.
I'm such a gem.
So you're not waiting for the 2-year anniversary, which is 24 months. You're just 19 month in cards.
I don't remember being 24 months.
Well, you're a rare cat.
Yeah, I am. I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm very nice to her. She's sweet to me too.
See, I married my wife. You know, her birthday is one day after mine. And that's one of the big reasons I married her, other than the fact she's the greatest human being I ever met. But there's no way I can mess up that birthday. I've been hitting the head, Rick, with a million still cheers. But I cannot forget the fact that her birthday is the day after mine. What? That's a key.
My girl's birthday is the
quality
7th.
human being, good looking, cool, smart,
Same here.
and workaholic.
Same here.
And one day birthday, winner, chicken dinner.
I've already been told for a month. It's the 17th. It's the whole month of this month. So we're celebrating all month. And she's your age. And so when's your birthday?
December 18th.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to get you a gift, maybe a T-shirt, maybe a design one.
Yeah, if you ever get around to it, you lazy guy. Come on, dude.
I'm so busy.
Oh, stop it. When I got here, you was fiddling around. Okay, you had a wrestling school going on.
Yeah, I was actually healing a wound.
Well, that was before your dog jumped up and attacked you for not feeding it. Yeah. Hey, there's got to be time in your immediate future to design me a T-shirt.
I will, but I already have an idea looking at that one. I know what I'm going to do, but I need one of those.
A global icon in the national trend.
All right,
T-shirtless here.
We've stretched 15 minutes to 45.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We had a lot to talk about.
A lot of BS.
We can always do a 3-hour next time.
Next time you come over, next time I come over and do a podcast, I'll just bring my sleeping bag and just chit-chat all night.
Bring food.
Yeah.
So we don't lose weight. I'll give you some ice cream. Anything else you want to add to this?
No, zero. I had a good time. I thank you for joining me on the Steve Austin Show.
I always have fun with you. We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of comical nonsense, which is fun. And share it with you guys. You get to see the two guys just chit-chatting, having a good time. That's what life's all about. Sharing your interests, your life, your hobbies, your passions, and just talking to two guys, because you don't get a chance to do that very often.
Oh, no, well, I mean, how long have we known each other?
Since 2000, I don't know.
We did the other day, 6, 5, 7, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But
First time
anyway.
I met you was in Gold's Gym. I was with my son.
But think about it, living in Los Angeles, here's a false finish. I do this on my show all the time. Right where we're going to go home, we go into the false finish.
That's what this is.
In Los Angeles, if you live...
We had a lot of high spots, though.
A lot of high spots. Tackle, drop down, get it again. In form of salt and pepper of a conversation. Check it out. It's probably 30 miles from my house to your house, give or take.
It's 17.
You're right, it is.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes.
30
because
minutes.
there was no traffic today.
Right.
Now I'm going to get killed in traffic, just so you appreciate me.
No, it's Saturday. You won't hit me.
Yeah, I'm going to hit some.
Okay.
Work with me a little bit.
I'm worth it.
Put me in jeopardy here, man. We're in a match.
All right.
My point was,
yes,
I lost my point.
Your point is that you spared time and mileage to come sit with me. I did your show. You did the
Oh,
show.
no, that's what I was going to say. L.A., like when Dallas Page was living in Playa Vista, he was only 2.5 miles from me.
Right.
But 2.5 miles in Los Angeles.
Oh, shit.
And the crux of rush hour traffic.
45 minutes.
You don't go there.
No.
It's because you don't.
All
so
right.
you don't see anybody. So for the fact that you and I can get together on a Saturday afternoon is actually pretty cool.
Before we hit, there's one more false finish. I was supposed to go to the doctor in Beverly Hills on, I believe it was Thursday. 10 o'clock appointment. I leave at 9. I try to get to the Canyon, try to get to the Canyon, try to get to Sepulveda, try to get to 405, blocked up. And they made time for me because I was sick. I called them. I said, I can't come. I'm locked in the valley. I cannot get out of the valley no matter what I do. It's a 2-hour thing. So they boosted me to 12:45. You were in Beverly Hills that day. 12:45, I got there in 17, 15 minutes. There was no traffic. I went through cold water and I was there. But first thing in the morning, trying to get out of this valley into the beach and even going down to Venice to train, it's impossible anymore. It's not worth it.
Well, that's why you're talking about going out to dinner with your girlfriend and you're talking about Mexican, Italian, whatever it's going to be. To me, it's whatever's closest. There's a sushi joint a half mile from our house. Theoretically, we could walk. I just don't like walking down the street, in the neighborhood that I live in.
Right.
Because it's not the greatest area in the world
Yeah.
in respect to walking on the street.
No, I know.
A global icon of the national treasure doesn't walk down just any street.
And you fear for your life.
Yeah, so that being said, always got a pocket knife. No, the point is, Rick, you don't want to jump out in rush hour traffic to get smoked for an hour, hour and a half getting someplace, and then go through the whole rigmarole over the presentation, the appetizer, then finally the entree,
Yeah.
and then finally lollygag around a little bit, then finally the check.
Yeah.
Hey man, I want to go in, sit down, and eat.
Right.
Me and my wife have been together too long. She's the same, not as crazy as I am, but the same personality. When
Right.
we're done eating, it's
Same
time
here.
to get the hell out of Dodge.
Same here. And we're going to somewhere in the valley down. We have plenty of restaurants out here. But going to the doctor that day, if I would have been late, and I was already late, so I changed the time because he's a cardiologist, my blood pressure would have been sky high. He would have said, I'm putting you in the hospital.
Yeah.
I said, it's traffic. It's driving me nuts. I
Yeah.
can't do this. I'm starting to stress out.
I went to go get my physical for Broken Skull Challenge the other day. It was only in Culver City, but I was leaving from Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
This was the day we were trying to meet up
Yeah.
together. Because I got up that morning early, 5:45. I left my house at 7:15 to beat the traffic to Beverly Hills to
Right.
do a podcast. I started at 8 a.m. sharp, and then went down there to Culver City. And when I walked in, I take blood pressure medication anyway. So I was sitting there just kind of going through my paces. I didn't want this thing to ring up high or
Exactly.
anything, just so the doctor's going to say, well, that high blood pressure medication you're taking ain't working.
Oh, I had that happen.
So anyway, it dialed in perfect. The doctor, he's an old guy, he just looked at me and goes, perfect.
Same thing happened because mine does run high on certain instances, and I take a very half a pill.
Yeah.
And I went that day and I said, this is going to be high. He's going to tell me that something's wrong. He said, oh, it's good. 120 over 80.
Mine was 125 over 80. Yeah.
Cholesterol was 130, which is really good.
Yeah, you got me. Mine's a little bit on the higher side. I think mine was at $1.80. And yeah.
I can see
yeah,
it. I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Well, I want to thank you for being here, Steve.
You're welcome,
I
Rick.
hope we can do another one of these days soon.
Hey, am I supposed to keep looking at the camera or kind of look at you?
Well, you looked at me a lot now. I want you to put that in your memory bank. So this is a good-looking face that'll last you a lifetime, and you'll be able to achieve my greatness with like hard study and determination.
Is this the part where I get to plug something?
Yeah, you can plug. Go ahead.
I'm kidding.
Nope.
Steve Austin Show, Tuesdays and Thursdays at podcast1.com. On Twitter, I'm at Steve Austin BSR.
And don't text him. He won't answer you back. And I'll be on the show in 2 weeks.
My phone number is 310.
Thanks for watching Rick's Corner. We'll see you next time.
It's RickDrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.